Alrighty. Hey friends. Special shout out to Meredith who reached out and wanted a personalized video to target her hamstrings. So hopefully she'll tune in and utilize this video, and I hope anyone else that has tight hamstrings can utilize this video as well. So before you get started, if you have blocks or a couple big books, pillows, boxes, something you can use to make the floor a little closer to you so you can put your hands on it so you don't have to reach all the way down to the ground. If you have a yoga strap or something similar, you could use a tie or a kitchen towel. We're going to put this around our foot to stretch our legs. And if you have a pillow, that could be useful. Keep that close. I'm sitting up on a folded blanket, so you can sit up on a blanket to raise your hips up a little bit. And you can always pause the video and get the things you need. And let's tune in together and just slow down and ease into your space before we get moving and stretching our hamstrings. If possible, maybe you want to go for a walk before this video, do a little movement. Definitely put on some good music for yourself so you can enjoy this time stretching. So finding your seat, relax your knees. You can crisscross your legs. You can have your feet together. You could be somewhere in between, somewhere just so you're relaxed. And if this is not relaxed at all, just find something else to sit on. Prop your hips up a little higher so your knees can relax down. So figure that out for yourself. Sit accordingly. Hands on your knees, maybe palms up if that's okay. Lift your heart. So think about your head being a ball, your heart being a ball, and your hips being another. And see if you can balance those balls on top of each other, stacking them. So you have to lift your heart, pull those belly buttons in, lower ribs in, shoulder blades back, tops of your heads reaching up, tops of your ears reaching up. And throughout practice, I'm going to remind you to breathe. So take deep breaths in through your nose, fill up, and take the time to exhale completely out through your nose. Empty completely. So 5 or so breaths here, just practicing and slowing down, tuning into your space. You don't have to have a yoga mat. You can just be on the floor or on a towel. As you breathe in and out, keeping those 3 balls stacked right on top of each other, head, heart, hips. Breathing in, fill up, and breathing out, empty completely. And take the time to exhale, maybe readjust your alignment. Breathing in and breathing out. So take another breath. Make sure you have some water if you need a sip of water. Do your best. Come up to your standing. As always, practice coming up. Maybe no hands. Remove what you need to get out of the way for now. The blocks can go at the top of your mat. The strap can be off to the side for now. We're gonna breathe in and breathe out. Glance down at your feet. So make sure your toes are facing forward. I would say a couple inches in between your feet to start, definitely. And look at your second toe facing forward and lined up with your shin and the back of your heel. So if your toes are facing outward or pigeon-toed at all, See if you can align your feet. If it's not comfortable, just reach your legs out and just keep your heels right behind your second toe. So figure that out for yourself. Moving up the leg, knees stacked right on top, tuck your hips. See if you can squeeze your quads a little bit, pick up your kneecaps to hold your weight up. Belly button in. As I said, hips are tucked. Maintain your breath. Glutes are tight. Lift your heart, same as your seated position. Roll your shoulders back. Think about your shoulder blades sliding together and then down your back. Ever so slightly. As you stand, you can shine your palms forward, and we're not going to be here too long. Lifting the crown of your head up, stand tall. I urge you to practice standing like this whenever it's possible, maybe in the line at the bank or the grocery store. Instead of shifting your hips side to side and standing however is your go-to stance, see if you can align your body and breathe and take some pressure off of different areas. And notice your feet, even when you walk. Keep the toes pointed forward and find that gait that supports your alignment moving all the way up to your head. So standing as tall as you can, let's reach our arms up. Reach through your fingernails. You can reach your ears up towards your shoulders. Maybe you want to come up on your toes. Bring your heels down. Bend your knees. Hinge at the hips. So reach forward as long as you can. Maybe find a flat back along the way if you have those blocks or something to make the floor closer. You can put your hands on the blocks. So sit back a little bit, bend your knees, move your legs around a bit, see how it feels. My shape doesn't have to mimic your shape. You can just move with the body cues. So hinging at the hips. Bend your knees enough so your belly matches up with your thigh and touches and rests on your thighs. Get your chest close to your knees and your forehead close to your shins. So if you're bending down a whole lot just to get the connection, that's fine. And take some breaths. And we'll all start to straighten our legs. It doesn't matter what level you're on. So if you're only here, you feel the stretch, maybe bend your knees a little bit more. See if you can get your belly on your legs and just relax your head. As you can, see how you do, just straightening the legs. If it's too much, bend your knees again. Your hands can be wherever's comfortable. And most importantly, let your head fall all the way down. Let the crown of your head go towards the floor. So bend your knees whatever you need to. So hinging down, belly button, trying to go through your legs. Once you get to your folded position, breathing in and out through the nose. See if you can get your shoulders back towards your hips, stretching the backs of your legs. Again, if your shape doesn't look like this, that's fine. Maybe lengthening out to flat back and folding down a few times will feel nice. Breathing in, lengthening out, and folding down, exhale. As you're folded, you can let your head sway side to side. Don't forget your breath. Let's all roll up together, chin to your chest, come all the way up. Take your time, find that alignment of your body, reach up through the fingernails, bend your knees and fold. So this time, see if you can keep your hips right over your heels. So again, if you need those blocks, if you feel like you're going to fall forward because of the stretch, keep the hips right over the heels. You can bend the knees a little bit. Keep yourself comfortable. Heels down. Relax your head. See how you do with the fold. So you're hinging at the hips. You don't want the fold to come from your upper back. So a lot of times people keep their knees locked and then they go to fold and the fold's happening way up here and then straining your back. So just bend your knees and see if you can get yourself lengthened down over your legs. So a few more breaths wherever you are. And we're going to step the right leg back. Find your runner style lunge. And we're going to, stay with me, left toes are going to turn towards the long edge of your mat, the right side. And you're going to come down into the left knee. And pop up those right toes as you straighten the right leg. So those blocks can pivot with you. And you can be down as low as I can. Or if it's not accessible to you from that lunge, you're up here, runner style lunge. The left toes turn towards the long edge of the mat. Right toes pop up. You can come up on the left thigh. Right hand can be on your hip. Sink that seat down. Feel the stretch in your right leg. Take a few breaths. Lift yourself up. Find a standing position. Both toes towards that right side of your mat, the long edge of your mat. Take a breath. We're going to try it on the other side. So keep your right toes the way they are. Left toes are going to pop up. Keep the left leg straight. Bend the right knee. Sink down into your seat. Feel your left leg stretch. Take a breath or two. We're going to come back here in a little flow. Come up to standing, toes towards the long edge, parallel with each other. Stand up tall. Let's try the left side again. Left knee bends, right leg straightens, and toe pops up. Sit back in that left hip. Feel the stretch in the right side. And do your best. Just pivot around. Find that runner style lunge. Left legs forward. Breathe. Blocks or no blocks, doesn't matter. If you're up on your knee, that's fine as well. Take a breath. Do your best, come down towards your fold. So hands could stay on your knee. Step your right foot forward. Find your footing. Look at your toes. Keep them forward and release and hang over your hips. Hands on blocks or the floor. Step your left leg back. Find your runner style lunge. Breathe. Stay with me. Right toes towards the long edge of your mat, the left side. Left toes pop up. That leg stays straight. You bend into the right knee. You can be low. Use your blocks if you'd like. You can be up high. Hands on your right thigh. Sink down into your right hip. Stretch your left side. Breathe. If your right knee's way over, see if you can shift it back right on top of the ankle and keep the knee in line with the toes. Let's come up to standing, feet parallel, arms out to T. Maybe this time stretch a little bit. Relax, find the other side. Left knee bends, right toes pop up. Sink down into your seat. Look at your alignment. Left knee right on top of the ankle. Everything in line with the toes. Breathe in and out. Come back to standing. Toes parallel. Arms out to T. And relax them down. Find it to the right. Bend the right knee. Pop up the left toes. Sink down in your seat. Breathe. Feel that stretch on the left side. Hands on blocks or the floor. We're going to pivot around, runner style lunge. Get yourself there. Remember, hands can be up on your thigh. Inhale, exhale. Always keep the alignment, knee over your ankle. And however you can get there, forward fold. Remember everything from the beginning and release. Let's Let's all come up together, reset, breathe in, reach up through the fingernails, and fold down, exhale. Let your head fall. Hinge as much as you can, shift some weight to your 10 toes, feel it in your hamstrings. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Chin to your chest, roll up. Arms up, reach up, and release. When you come across poses or stretches that you like particularly, that feel good, just remember them or jot a little note down for yourself so you can remember to do them throughout the day and honor your body so you feel better. All right. So continuing, let's take our arms up, breathe in, and fold all the way down. Hands on blocks or the mat, step your right foot back. Keep that foot there. See if you can lift yourself up, breathe in, feel whatever stretches in your legs for now. Hands to your heart. And we're gonna step forward, right knee comes up towards our chest. So find that balance. Right knee up, balancing on the left. Interlace your fingers, grab your knee, your shin, pull that leg in. Feel the stretch on your back, keep that left leg strong. If you need something to hold on to, reposition yourself, get yourself close to a wall and just hug in with one knee and hold on to something. Still stretching, stand up tall. Remember the same alignment as we stacked just for standing, maintain that, and just add on the leg stretch. So see how you do. Remember you can have the support of a wall or a chair next to you. Change your grip. You can keep your fingers interlaced but put them underneath your leg. If it's one leg, just grab on the underneath of your leg here, your hamstring. And see about lengthening out your leg and maybe lifting it up. So you're building some strength, stretching a little. Breathe, breathe. If you get out there and you can hold it, maybe moving the hands underneath the knee, underneath the shin, moving down to the big toe eventually. Take a breath. Whatever you got to. Take a breath and hug it back in. And stand up tall, shake it out. I'll stay this way. Realign your feet. Most importantly, our support, all 10 toes forward, heels right behind. Let's just start from here, picking up the left knee. See where you can grab, hugging it in. If you lost any alignment in the right leg or in your spine, keep the right glute strong, lift your heart, and just gently hug that knee in to stretch and get started. Switch your grip underneath the leg. Start to extend, see how you do. If you're way low, that's fine. You don't even have to hold underneath. You can just grab on either side. And see about lifting up on your own, maybe holding it. Breathe. If you lost your alignment, lift your heart. Inhale, exhale. If you can't hold it at all, this might be a nice time to grab your strap. You can place it underneath your thigh, and then your arms don't have to be as low. And then see about lifting it up to feel your stretch. Strong leg. Take another breath. Hug that knee in, remove the strap. We're going back to a high lunge. Take the left leg all the way back. Breathe, maybe lift your arms. Feel a little stretch in your hips, your legs. And come down, put your hands on the blocks or the floor. Left leg forward, find that fold. Breathe in, breathe out. Take a flat back, lengthen out, breathe in. As you fold, exhale. Bend your knees as much as you need to, hands on the floor to get your feet back to a plank position. Take a breath, heels reach back. Drop your knees down, lower your chest all the way to the floor. Tops of the feet flat, lift your heart, find a little back bend. And hips back toward your heels, child's pose. Take a little breather here. Weaving up through tabletop, tuck your toes, lift your knees, pike your hips up, downward facing dog. So again, bend your knees as much as you want. Keep your hinge at your hips, hips up towards the sky, and then pedal out your feet. Feel that stretch in the backs of your legs. Relax your head, press into the floor with your thumbs and your pointer fingers. Long spine. Stretch the backs of your legs as your heels reach towards the floor. Another breath. Do your best. Find a position of pause, both heels reaching down equally. Lift your right leg up to the sky. Breathe in. Bend your right knee. Crunch it in up towards the nose. See if you can shift your shoulders above your wrists like a push-up. Right foot up by your hands. Pause in your runner style lunge. If you want to find your blocks, you can. Turning the right toes towards the long edge. Left toes come up. Find that position. Little stretch to the side. Sink your seat back. Knee over ankle. Stretching the left side. Breathe. Pivot around. Back to your lunge. Take a breath. Find your footing, reach your arms up, inhale. And let's bring our hands to our hearts, exhale. Shifting forward, find that balance, left knee up to your chest. You can take one step or several steps. Grab where you can, maybe you have to grab that strap again. And use it to stretch out your leg, breathe in. Breathe out. Hug that knee back in, stand up tall. Do your best, reach that left leg all the way back. Find your lunge. All the way up with your arms maybe. Always options to omit the cues that I say if it doesn't feel good. Arms come down. Take a breath. Get your hands on the floor best as possible. Right foot back, pike your hips, downward facing dog. Wave forward, find your plank. Drop to your knees, lower like a push-up. Tops of the feet flat, lift your heart like a back bend. Take a breath. Hips back towards your heels, child's pose. Take another breath. Wave up through tabletop, tuck your toes, lift your knees, pike your hips, downward facing dog. Pedal it out, get as aligned as you can. Lift your left leg up to the sky, breathe. Bend your left knee, crunch it in towards your nose. Shift your shoulders above your wrists like a push-up. Left foot up by your hands, find that runner style lunge. Adjust and use your props accordingly. Turning open, left toes towards the long edge, right toes popping up. Find that Skandasana to the left, sinking back, stretching your right side. Take a breath. Pivot back around, find that runner style lunge. Lift up, high lunge, stretch. Hands to your heart. Find a balance, right knee up towards the chest. Right knee up, grab the strap if you need it. Hug the right knee in, take a breath in and out, stand up tall. Use the strap if you want. Lengthen out the right leg, stand up tall, stretch the leg and breathe. Doesn't matter the level. Hug that knee back in. Do your best, shift it all the way back to your lunge. Breathe, take it up. And fold out. Get your hands to the floor, best to your ability. Left leg back to downward facing dog. And let's drop down to our knees. Your knees can always be wide, big toes touching, and find child's pose. If your forehead isn't quite on the mat, you can use that pillow, blanket, and just stack whatever you need to so your forehead can rest down, whatever level you can get to comfortably. Take a couple breaths there. However is possible, get yourself to a seated position. Stretch your legs out straight. So take that blanket or a pillow and roll it up so you have something pretty nice and supportive to put underneath your knees that lifts them up a little bit. If you can be up against a wall, that's great. Just kind of make a wall for yourself to remember to have your feet flexed, toes towards you, and toes up towards the ceiling. Remember that alignment. If your toes start to go out or your toes are pigeon-toed in, same alignment as standing. Toes pointed up towards the sky, aligned down with your shins and the back of your heel. So sit up as tall as you can. Get that strap. Bend your knees, get your strap around the balls of your feet. Stretch your legs out towards that wall. If you don't even have the blocks, you can just imagine your feet on a wall. Keep it aligned as if you're standing. And remember those balls we stacked, head, heart, hips. So do your best to sit up as tall as you can. As you find yourself needing more of a stretch, find yourself hinging and inching your fingers down the strap or the rope you have toward your toes. If you start to round completely, just come completely back out. Sit up tall and hinge. So remember, hinging at the hips, not the middle of your back. So finding that angle that works for you. Shine your heart towards your toes. Don't give yourself tension in your neck, but almost look up a little bit. Keep a long neck. Maybe a few inches in front of your mat actually would be ideal. And pull your belly towards your thighs, chest towards your knees. Once that is completely hinged and down, then you'll have your forehead towards your shins. So finding a few breaths there. And sitting up, maybe leaning back a little bit away from the legs to almost have a little back bend supported remove the strap just for a quick second. And we're gonna open our legs out to a straddle. So whatever that angle is for your legs is fine. So that blanket or the pillow that you used for underneath your knees or from the beginning, find that back underneath your seat to lift your seat up a little bit. And those yoga blocks or books we're gonna put underneath our knees, same as we did in our folded position, to have our knees bent to release some of the pressure and really target the hamstrings. Same as if, put the bear there instead. Same as if you were standing on that wall. It's a little bit angled because of the V of your feet, of your legs. But toes up, flex your ankles. Sit up as tall as you can. Have access to that strap. Bend the right knee as much as you can. If you need to adjust. Get the strap around the leg and lengthen it back out to whatever's possible. If this is way too low and you can't sit like this, just put more things underneath your knees to allow you to sit up tall. Remember those balls, head, heart, hips. Stack them, align your legs. Turn yourself over towards the right leg. So shoulders squared up with the right side. Try and get your heart to shine towards that second toe. Belly button trying to shine over that right leg. This may be enough, just twisting. You'll feel it underneath your leg. If you need more, you'll start to hinge over that right leg and inch your fingertips down to whatever you can get to. Shining that heart towards your toes. Look out to get a long neck. Breathing in, fill up, don't forget. Exhale, empty completely. Relax your shoulders and just feel the stretch from underneath. While you're stretching the back of your leg, you get a little stretch, maybe big stretch on your left side. So a lot of times your lower back hurts because all those muscles aren't working together, so you get that as well. So hinging over the right leg, take another breath and see if you can lengthen up like flat back. Stop as you're squared up over the right. Bend that right knee, get on loop and lengthen it out. Get yourself back to center, whatever that looks like. If you realize your legs are too far apart, just close off the V a little bit. Bend your left knee so you can get the loop around or the strap around the left ball of your foot, the ball of your left foot. Toes up to the ceiling. Turn over towards the left leg. So square your shoulders, heart shines towards the toes, belly button shines over the left leg. Don't forget the right leg is still aligned, that hip is still down. Sitting up tall. If this feels great, just breathe. This whole time, all of these cues I'm giving you are just options. So if you have some slack, you can inch down, keep that hinge. Avoid just rounding and going down. You'll stretch your back a little bit, I guess, but you won't be aligned and you won't be getting the best out of lengthening out the tendons and the ligaments and everything working together. So as you're squared up, getting that little bit of stretch on the right side, up your back, and then a big stretch the back of your left leg. Keep that heart shining forward, long neck. Breathe in, breathe out. Targeting the hamstrings the whole time. And just remember the things that feel good, and you can do them more often, maybe daily. Another breath, lengthening up, find your flat back as you come up, still squared over the left side. Bend the left knee, remove the strap, you can move it off to the side. And come back to center, sitting up tall, breathing in. See about gathering your legs, bring your feet together, knees bent out front, and just take a little pause, hug around your legs, forehead towards your knees, chin towards your chest. Take a breath or two. So you're going to go down on your back body. You can lay with your yoga mat, long ways. However you'd like to get there, just lay down and hug your knees in. Get your lower back on the floor, shoulders and shoulder blades relaxing down. Breathing in and breathing out. Let your knees go wide. So knees on either side of your rib cage, still hugging them in towards your armpits. Relax your shoulders, tailbone down as well. Breathe in and breathe out. You're going to switch your grip on the inside of your knees. So grab the inside of your legs, unbend your knees so your knees are at a 90-degree angle. Also flex your ankles, still pulling those knees down towards either side of your rib cage, up towards your armpits. Bottoms of your feet towards the ceiling as if you'd put a footprint on the sky, pulling those knees down. If you have some slack in your elbows and you can keep your shoulders down, you can start to move your hands up your shins, towards your ankles, towards your toes, opening out your knees, opening out your hips. If you get up to your feet, you'll grab the pinky toe side. Whatever level you're on, just hugging those knees open and down, relax the shoulders, and breathe. Keep the tailbone down, might feel nice to rock a little side to side. Little lower back massage, moving those muscles around as you stretch the glutes with the hamstrings. Find another breath. If you find that your shoulders came up and your tailbone came up, just to get the hold, just come down and relax out of the stretch a little bit. Knees down, tailbone down, shoulders down. Take a big breath in, fill up, and empty completely. So get yourself situated. This will be our last pose, and you can hang out here longer than the video if you'd like. Get yourself positioned so you can put your legs up the wall. So find somewhere in your house that you can go sideways like fetal position. Get your seat all the way up against the wall. Lay yourself down, swing your legs up so your body makes the letter L, and you can relax your legs up the wall and your back is flat against the ground. Arms can be wherever's comfortable. Sometimes cactus arms feels nice. See about flexing your ankles as if your footprints would be on the ceiling again. Feet as if you were standing. See how that feels for your legs. And I urge you to hang out here. Let the blood flow. If you want to, you can grab the strap, put it around the ball of one foot, and pull one leg towards you, getting a nice hamstring stretch, keeping everything else aligned. Take as many breaths as you like. Take your time. Switch when it feels good. Now that you learned some of these poses correctly with their good alignment, you can remember them and then do them as long as you'd like. Staying here until your feet start to get tingly as they fall asleep. After stretching each leg a few times, your arms can be comfortable, finding the legs up the wall pose, L position. Let the blood flow, get the nice hinge perpendicular for your hips. So I urge you to stay there for a good 10 minutes. Put on a nice song for yourself. Close your eyes. Set a timer so you don't think about it. So I hope this video found you well, Meredith. I hope to get tons of feedback, and I can't wait to hear how it goes for you. And anyone else, hamstring trouble, please send me your feedback. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any other different body parts you want me to target, just let me know. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your evening. Happy Friday. Namaste.